Hi guys, I'm Jim and welcome to Six String Studies. Today we're going to be looking at bar chords and we're going to be trying to solve some of the problems that people have when they're forming these chords, because they can be quite difficult initially. But the advantages are, once you've got one, you've got 12 chords. Each bar chord can be played on 12 different frets, of course. Okay, but before we get to the lesson, if this is your first time here, welcome. I would invite you to subscribe and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss any lessons, and also give the video a like if you find it informative. Let's get to the lesson. Okay, bar chords. We're going to be looking at what we call E-shaped bar chords today, as opposed to A-shaped bar chords. And when I say E-shaped, what I mean is, if we took this bar chord all the way back here, we would have an E chord, or maybe we could make it an E minor chord, or an E7 chord, etc. So they're all shaped around the chords of E, E major, E minor, E7, E minor 7, E major 7, and E minor 7 flat 5. So we're going to bring it up to the 5th fret. So we're barring across the 5th fret, all 6 strings here. Then we're placing our second finger on the G string, 6th fret, and fingers 3 and 4 are going to go to the 7th fret of the A and the D strings. Now most people find this quite tricky to do. They get kind of this clipped sound going on, and most of it is to do with the actual bar. Okay, now there's a few tips I can give you to help you get around this. First of all, practice a lot. Okay, secondly, when you have your finger on the fretboard, it's got to be fairly straight, so not curved like this, because it's going to get trapped in all the fleshy bits of your finger. So you've got to keep it straight, which means pushing your wrist forward like this. Looks fairly uncomfortable, and initially it is fairly uncomfortable, but that's just the way it is. You can also, rather than using this bit of the finger, you can use more of the side of the finger, just a little bit, so you're getting rid of some of the flesh and using more bone. Okay, when you can do this bar cleanly without any clips or buzzes on it, then you can start training the other fingers. And I would suggest adding the 3rd finger. So you're going to add the 3rd finger to the 7th fret of the A string. So we should have. Then I would suggest adding the little finger in onto the 7th fret of the D string and tuck it just beneath that 3rd finger, so they're kind of acting as one finger. Keep your knuckles very bent, okay? Nothing like this, no flattening off. Keep them really bent. And then finally, add your 2nd finger onto the G string, 6th fret. Okay, this is an A major bar chord. It's an E-shaped A major. All right, and you can move it around. There's G sharp or A flat, G, F sharp, F. And as I said earlier, each bar chord gives you 12 chords. It just gets very tight up here. Okay, so this is, as I said, A major. If we were to take our 2nd finger away and make sure that the G string is clean, you see this? We have an A minor. So 2nd finger on, A major, 2nd finger off, A minor. Now, if we keep our 2nd finger on but remove our little finger, we have an A7 chord, A dominant 7. Okay. Now, if we then take our 2nd finger away, we have an A minor 7 chord. So far we've done A major, A minor, A7, and A minor 7. Here's the next one. Put fingers 2 and 3 to the 6th fret of the D and the G string. So your 2nd finger's on the D, your 3rd finger is tucked beneath it on the G string, 6th fret. Now add your little finger back to that 7th fret on the A string. That is an A major 7 chord. So, A major, A minor, A7, A minor 7, A major 7, and the final one we'll look at today is an A minor 7 flat 5 chord. And that's done by keeping the bar on and placing the second finger on the 6th fret of the A string, and we're not going to play the B or the E strings. Now this one can be quite tricky to avoid these 2 strings, so there is another version of that, and I want you to do this. Think of an A minor chord that's come forward 1, 2, 3 frets. You're then going to place your thumb and fret that 5th fret and also kill the A string. So we're fretting the E string, killing the A string, and we're also killing the high E string here. This is another A minor 7 flat 5 chord. And while we're on the subject of these kind of A minor shaped things, if we bring it forward, and we'll do it with fingers 2, 3 and 4, and place our first finger on the 5th fret of the E string, that is another version of the A major 7 chord. So you can either do this version or you could do this version. Up to you really. Okay, so let's count the chords. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 frets. 6 times 12 is 72. 72 chords with just a few adjustments of our fingers. So that's why we do bar chords. There you go. Okay, just as an additional thing that we can study, a good way of training bar chords is to take a simple song, something like Knocking Heaven's Door, which is just basically 4 chords, and play them all as bar chords. So your first chord is a G, your next chord is a D, but come right up to the 10th fret here, and your next chord is an A minor, back to the 5th fret, then we've got G again, D, and then C on the 8th fret here. So we have that does of course mean you have to know the notes on the E string, okay? If you don't know that, check out the further study section in book 1, and it lists the dotted notes on the E and the A strings, and you should definitely get to know those. So there you go guys, bar chords. I hope you found that video informative. If you did so, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. You can also check out 6 String Studies book 1, which is free, and also book 2, and I'll leave a link in the description for you there. Until next time guys, bye bye.